Today we are playing Monster Hunter Rise.
Yoshida Takamichi began to gradually make their way to look around the lower floor. More had grown some conclusions. Up ahead, the protagonist saw something that made him very surprised and even excited, and he began to advance there. The young man realized that there was a skill stone ahead, which to top it all off was also gold, indicating that it was super rare. The guy immediately realized that he could sell it for a huge amount of money and finally be able to pay off all his debts. With an animal-like gaze, he looked at the skill gem and said that there was no way he would leave it here. Walking calmly towards the gem, Yoshida Takamichi noticed the lack of monsters and called it the easiest money. But suddenly he heard strange noises that could not but alarm him, though the hero continued onward. Still, Yoshito Takamichi stopped while frozen with fear, and he felt a sudden chill in his back. Sharp blades appeared from nowhere and flew everywhere at great speed, while the young man tried to avoid being hit. There was no way to avoid it, and multiple blades struck his body, and one went straight into the hero's eyeball, making him scream in pain. The system notified Yoshito Takamichi of another death and the activation of infinite rebirth at the same minute. A permanent debuff was then activated, causing the hero to lose 65 points to strength upon death.
Pay attention to your stamina.
Yoshito Takamichi was pouring sweat while feeling shocked at what was happening and trying to catch his breath. The very surprised hero called upon the sharp blade chewing his body, realizing that it was instant death. Then came the realization that instant death had come because of the traps, causing the shock to freeze his body. Emotion was developing in his already hysteria-like state, and Yoshida Takamichi barely held back his tears. Still, the feisty protagonist gritted his teeth and asked if anyone thought all this hardship would stop him. The young man noticed that he didn't even have the strength to hold his arms because the muscles got blown up at all. In an instant, a wary Yoshida Takamichi froze in place as he once again heard a crackling sound, but he already knew the iron tail. A huge monster that was like a dragon suddenly emerged from the ground and glared fiercely at the powerless guy. The huge demon analyzed the hero ahead of him with its red eyes showing its malevolent attitude. Then a huge wave of fire was immediately attacked and released towards Yoshito Takamichi, who was screaming in pain. There was no way to escape the young man's attack, and he was enveloped in a huge wave of fire that scorched his skin in a moment. The system immediately notified him of another death, the activation of revival, and the loss of 250 points to health. Reborn, Yoshito Takamichi gathered his thoughts and began to leap aside, successfully dodging the demon's fiery attacks. His movements were like spinning rings in the air, which brought some success and helped him avoid another death. The very anxious protagonist feared for his life, but one moment the realization of the whole situation came to him. Finally, the protagonist realized why there was no one in this place, because everyone who came was seduced with that golden glow. After that, people would instantly die from the traps that left no chance of survival. The young man realized that if an ordinary person was trapped, he would never get to this gem. Yoshito Takamichi grinned with sweat on his face, making it clear that he wasn't going to give up and would go all the way. Rising to his feet, he said that right now, he was the weakest conqueror of the Heavenly Demon Tower. The fierce protagonist confidently exclaimed that his life was now worthless for fear of losing it. With a sharp start, he rushed forward toward the gem he had no intention of giving up, and was eager to get his hands on it. But suddenly, Yoshito Takamichi...
I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty, and I'm in my Ozempic era. Join the more than 7 million adults who have taken Ozempic.
Somewhere you'll never find. Psych! I'm everywhere. Grocery stores and supermarkets, gas stations, chiropractor's office.
I'll put this to good use. Don't worry.
Grocery stores, which we already mentioned.
He fell into
Start
another
lugging.
trap, and a heavy object fell on top of him, which he immediately noticed. At that minute, a debuff was activated, causing the hero to lose 80 mana points and 55 points to technical abilities. Another death made the protagonist wonder how many times he had died, and he also noticed that he couldn't feel his body. The debuff was activated, and the young man lost another 90 points to life force and 40 points to magic resistance. At that moment, he was screaming with intolerable pain and could see nothing, bleeding and being pierced through by sharp bayonets. Once again, a permanent debuff was activated, causing Yoshito Takamichi to lose 60 points to intelligence. The hero felt like he was about to turn into a vegetable. but still he smiled, as if something was filling his heart with life. All the efforts and losses were not in vain, as the young man managed to get to the gem, and he realized that he had won. Then his eyes began to roam, and saliva dripped from his mouth, after which Yoshito Takamichi was like a vegetable that couldn't think straight. He then received a system notification asking if he wanted to use the skill stone he had received. The young man did not give any response, after which the system wrote that the use was authorized automatically due to the long wait for a response. At the same minute, Yoshito Takamichi received the inversion skill, which was highlighted in red on the digital scoreboard. After a few minutes, the main character suddenly opened his eyes, being surprised and not realizing what was going on. He began to slowly pull himself up and wondered why he wasn't feeling the effects of the device. As if his the young man decided to set himself first thing and began to play the digital scoreboard. Didn't understand what was going on with his chest. He noticed that all of his debuffs were gone, which was very unexpected.
All done.
As it turned out, all of the main character's debuffs turned into buffs.
Don't mind if I do. I'll put this to good use. Don't worry. Good job, buddy. Quest complete.
His fist tightly and confidently said that his strength he would be able to bomb the top. Make a lot of money. The young man added with the same confidence that now he could become famous, and there was no turning back. Then he turned around and said that of course it all sounded wonderful, but now it wasn't going to
Django are a taste of heaven.
The hero realized that he would have to go through deadly traps again to return to his native land. The young
Be
man
careful out
realized that
there.
the traps would activate if he went through them, and was nervous as he was close to death.
This'll be easy.
Takamichi looked skeptically to the side, saying that even if that was the case,
Faster.
if he died from those traps again, he was already better off. But suddenly, the main character grabbed his head and explained that there was no way he would do this again. He took into consideration that even if revived, he still felt that unbearable pain that he didn't want to experience again. The hero realized that he could not die too often, as it would have irreversible consequences. These dire consequences were that the young man risked going insane, so it was necessary to proceed with caution. With sweat on his face, he gripped the left sleeve of his sweatshirt tightly, beginning to pull it aside. Yoshito Takamichi's actions were very strange, but he kept pulling the sweater as if he wanted to tear it. The young man realized that his stats were quite high right now, all thanks to his newfound inversion skill. Looking away thoughtfully, the hero wondered what if now he could get through all these traps on his own. This thought didn't leave Yoshito Takamichi for a few moments, and he thought it over as he had no idea. Stepping firmly onto the floor, what the fuck was wondering about? Since he had no other option, he spread his legs wide with his arm down and said with confidence that it was necessary
Put this to
try
good
pass
use.
the trap.
Don't worry.
At an incredible speed, Yoshito Takamichi rushed from his seat, not even thinking
mind
of
if I
giving
do.
up and keeping a cold mind. The mechanism of the traps was very finely tuned, so there were no misfires and they were immediately activated. A huge number of arrows and sharp spears immediately flew towards Yoshito Takamichi, who was trying to remain calm. The young man ran straight at them at great speed, believing in his own strength and in the fact that he would manage to escape the doom and pass through the traps. He really tensed up when one of the arrows was right next to his eyeball, which the risk of another death. Still, Yoshito Takamichi was not confused and this allowed him to react quickly. The hero then ran sideways, finding himself already in the rear of the sharp spear that just from the flame's door. The young man noticed that he could see absolutely everything she did this way. He turned his attention to the next round of traps ahead and realized they needed to be passed at even greater speed. With a sharp start, Yoshito Takamichi rushed forward, realizing that he didn't even have a second to run to the stop. Great speed and effort helped the protagonist to fly through the trap behind him. But there was still danger ahead, so he wasn't going to stop and continue to charge forward. Filled with a thirst
I'm gonna
for
need
speed,
some of your parts.
Yoshito Takamichi noticed that he was moving too slowly and sped up. His speed
Don't
allowed
mind
him
if I
to
do.
pass through another wave of traps, but that wasn't the end of it. He had to move on. The hero rushed forward towards the next wave,
Faster!
while the loud explosions of traps sounded all around him, pounding on his ears. A huge monster suddenly appeared ahead and stood right in Yoshito Takamichi's path. But it didn't scare the young man. The dragon-like monster opened its mouth wide and began to growl at the guy, showing its aggressive mood. The protagonist immediately used the digital scoreboard, making it clear that he wasn't going to bow down to some monster. Then he selected the right weapon in the digital display, namely a sharp steel machete, to deal with the obstacle that appeared. Firmly grasping the handle of the motion disc, Yoshito Takamichi swung before delivering a powerful blow. A devastatingly powerful blow was struck at the dragon-like monster, causing its
Put this
head
to
be
good
severed.
use. Don't worry.
The protagonist is frozen in place, while being surrounded by many sharp bayonets because he has fallen into a trap. The young man's eye turned red, which spoke of his cold-bloodedness and lust for killing.
What's going on?
Here, have your phone across the way and I'll let the issue going on.
What's going on?
I can't get my car to stop.
Okay.
I did it like
Said you would either use the terminal or the starter modifier.
Don't mind if I do. I'm gonna need
Might
some
be
of your
her
parts.
battery, because I think last time it happened, it was the battery.
Yeah. You gotta jump in the battery. The battery could just be dead.
I don't have the right jumping.
I have no idea.
I just wonder if he could.
You might be able to.
I'll call him and see.
So it could just be that the battery needs jumped. It could be a loose terminal. Could be the starter needs replaced. It could be a list of different things.
Yeah, all right. I'll call him. He's not gonna be. He'll give it to him.
Alrighty.
Let's see.
Keep us updated.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, bye.
Ah, sweet. Mine now. What's this?
Not really.
Pay attention to your stamina.
Faster! That's a wrap.
Not bad at all.
Safety things, veggie grip.
I'll put this to good use. Don't worry. I'm gonna need some of your
Work
parts.
today?
Don't mind if I do. I'm gonna need some of your parts.
Why?
What?
Why?
Oh, hi.
Look at all the names.
Oh, I know me.
We got bitch slapper, we got dick sucker, and we got pussy eater.
Why?
Quest
We got
complete.
pussy.
The whole old group that I had.
His character name is Bitch Slapper. His dog's name is Dick Sucker. His cat's name is Pussy Eater.
Okay.
Why? I'll get pussy because I am what I eat.
And the cat eats pussy, so it's a pussy eater.
Yeah, I'll get pussy because I am what I eat.
Good day for a hike. Take care of yourself. Welcome to the hub.
Well, man, we're probably got pimple cold.
Fuck it.
I was like, oh, well, Maria's doing a cookie count.
I wish you luck.
What's up, bro? Not shit.
Waiting for you. These are the available quests. Come back anytime. How can I help you? Here's the quest list. Until next time.
Hey. Welcome to my shop. Come back anytime.
How are you doing? See you later.